If you manage your risk, you can take risky investments as well.
A lot of people go into mutual funds and they never look at it for years and years and
Yes.
years. What you're talking about is like active trading, right?
Active trading.
If you go into active trading, yeah, you might go crazy.
Yeah, but
So when one mutual fund starts selling its shareholdings, right? And the other one's like, wait, 1 second, us too. And the third one's like, wait, me too. And then they kind of just like
So
set
it's
off
profit
this domino
taking, right?
event.
So they're selling their shares
There's
and they're
profit
taking
taking.
End of the
Also,
year.
people have to return loans they've taken throughout the year because December, end of year is coming. You have to kind of even everything out.
you said you wake up at 8 in the morning and look at everything.
That's because
Which is
मुझे तो
actively
शौक है
trading.
ना. I enjoy it. I have 30% of my portfolio that I just have to satiate by day trading.
You enjoy it.
You don't need that much money to enter.
Exactly.
You
can
need
enter with
maybe
5,000 rupees.
Yeah, you can start with like 5,000-10,000 rupees. Learn the game.
5,000-10,000?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you will not own that many shares.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you can
maybe
start
you'll
and,
own
like,
like 10
practice.
shares or 20 shares.
Yeah.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk where we like to discuss a beautiful place called the Pakistan Stock Exchange. आज का episode थोड़ा different है. I have 3 people with me today, okay? So we got like a big episode. One person who just doesn't need any kind of introduction whatsoever. We have Ayesha with us, who is an entrepreneur, businesswoman, actor extraordinaire. We have Aamir Anees with us, who again is a brilliant businessman and actually is a certified technical analyst. And we have the CEO of a Web3 venture fund, who is Josh Roizen. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Thank you.
I am loving this podcast, by the way.
Thank you.
I watched 2 episodes back to back one night and I was like, wow, how does she know all this?
That's so sweet of you.
And I understood everything you were saying, yeah. And Mashal, well done.
Thank you.
And it's doing
Thank
really
you.
well as well.
Ha!
Yeah, I was
Guys.
looking at it. It's just doing
The
amazing.
podcast
Yeah.
and the stock exchange.
Yeah, both of them.
They're both trending up.
Both, yeah. They're both going up.
No, we've taken a
Nice.
correction the last few days because just December, mutual fund
Yeah.
redemptions and all of this stuff. But yeah, we're essentially here to hash out stocks versus crypto. What are the pros and cons of investment in both? And
Yeah.
all 4 of us are going to be having a discussion on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it's going to be a good learning experience for Aisha.
Yeah, because you know what? I'm really bad with investing money.
Not after this
in
podcast.
anything,
though.
yeah. So it's interesting कि मैं पिछले 3-4 महीनों से actually सोच रही हूँ कि it's time to invest in the stock exchange, and a lot of my friends have been doing stocks for many years.
Yeah.
And मैं सुनती रहती थी और मैं कहती थी अच्छा पता नहीं क्या, and you know they're always talking, they're so interested in it,
Yeah.
but I never really got into it. I think I was scared, and I think my mom, who's my financial advisor, is also a very conservative investor, like wo real estate and like, you know, just like safe things.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's a
security,
lot
low
of
yield.
stigma because people don't know how to manage their risk properly. And that's something that we will talk about.
People don't know how to
Yeah,
do it.
that's something that we will talk about is risk management. You know, whether it's crypto, whether it's stocks, even like traditional investments, you need to know how to manage your risk. And that's what people don't know how to do it. They think there are safe investments and risky.
Yeah.
But but if you manage your risk, you can take risky investments as well.
Absolutely.
But
So that's what
but
the
there's
markets are
always
there
a
for.
risk.
And
There's always a risk with
There's always a risk with
properties.
anything.
There's always a risk with any kind of investments,
you
business.
buy a building, it can fly.
That's true.
No,
Yeah.
And not only that, there are so many
Startups.
projects.
Building can
Yeah.
break
There
down.
are so many
Exactly.
projects, like real estate projects, right? That you essentially put money into, they just like run away with your
I
money.
know.
Like, how is that safe?
Yeah, so I was discussing this. Can I tell you the story?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have an accountant who's been working with me for many years, और मैंने उनकी advice ली. मैंने कहा आप बताएं फान भाई, मैं ये brokerage है, इनके साथ काम करूँ? तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं, इनके साथ नहीं, और आप ना पड़े stocks में. मैंने कहा क्यों? He's like नहीं ये बड़ा मुश्किल है, पागल हो जाएंगी. मैंने कहा क्यों? Please listen. He's like नहीं वो रोज बैठे होते हैं अपने फोनों पे और देख रहे होते हैं और कह रहे होते हैं ओहो, sorry, I'll translate it for you. I'm so sorry.
I was gonna be for the rest of us.
So this guy was advising me. He was like, don't get into stocks, you'll go crazy. I was like, why will I go crazy? He's like, no, you'll be stuck to your phone and you'll just be emotionally like going crazy because, you know, something will sell for 10 and then it'll rise up to like selling for more, and then you'll be like, I wish I did this, and all day you're just going to feel bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people go into mutual funds.
Summarize.
No, but a lot of people go into mutual funds and they never look at it for years and years and years.
Yes.
What you're talking about is
Yeah.
like active trading, right?
Active trading.
If you go into active trading, yeah, you might go crazy.
Yeah, but she said that, you see, the trick is to not get emotional when you're
Yeah.
trading.
Of course not.
Exactly.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it's about how you analyze it, right? When you go fundamentally and you're not just going on technical analysis, you're looking at, in the stock market, actual companies, right? And these are not like small companies. You're talking about the KSE 100, which is the top 100 performing companies in Pakistan. And these are essentially mafias, you know what I mean? They've been there for like decades. They've been changing, evolving, growing. They adapt. They have their balance sheets, their papers that you can check, you can analyze, you can see how profitable they are, what their circular debt is, and there's a lot of different parameters you use.
But that's someone like you who's investing a
you
lot
can
of time into
literally just
studying this.
put the balance sheet into ChatGPT and say do the fundamental analysis.
But there was no ChatGPT 2 years ago, so now
It's there now.
Yeah.
It's so easy now.
But here's
Yeah.
where I would have a different opinion because I'm a technician by education. So, and you're doing fundamental analysis, which is completely different. I believe that the fundamentals are always priced into whatever you're seeing. They're always priced in. So if you're thinking, oh, this is something really good is happening, the news comes out, everybody's piled into the orders, and next thing you know, the market goes down.
Yeah.
And it's good news, and the market goes down, and then you're thinking, why is it happening?
What is the market going down?
Okay, so didn't we have a good news recently with the rate cuts in Pakistan? Okay, so we had a rate cut news. So you would think the market is going to keep going up.
Not when it's December. December is mutual fund redemption time.
Yeah.
No.
Internationally, all the stock markets go down.
Redemption and mutual.
Basically, mutual funds start doing their selling. So mutual funds kind of also have like this chain kind of domino effect. So when one mutual fund starts selling its shareholdings, right, and the other one's like, wait 1 second, us too, and the third was like, wait, me too, and then they kind of just like
so
set
it's
off
profit
this domino
taking, right?
event.
So they're selling their shares and they're
There's
taking
profit taking.
the
Also,
years.
people have to return loans they've taken throughout the year because December, end of year is coming. You have to kind of even everything out.
Everybody's closing their balance sheet.
Yeah,
for the year.
exactly. And then again, Jan, Feb, market picks. This is like clockwork every year. Even KSE 100, we started our bull run last year, right? Around toward the end of 2023.
Yeah.
December, we were down like a solid like 11,000, 15,000 points.
But also what
Jump back
happens
up.
is that people, they are in the trades and they're invested in anticipation.
Yeah.
So they're anticipating something, and then when it actually happens, they're like, okay, it's done. Let's sell and let's take our profits and get to the side.
That's again short term, right? When you're holding for the long run, you actually just find companies that are so fundamentally strong that you come back 20 years later and suddenly like your 10,000 rupees is like 6 million rupees.
Yeah.
Because you didn't look at, because when you zoom out of a
10,000
market.
is like 1 rupee.
In how many years?
No, that's not good. 20. But that's not how it's going to work, because when you zoom out of a market, right, the graph is always exponential.
But see, I agree with you when you say emotionally disconnected, right?
Yeah.
You have to be emotionally disconnected, or otherwise you're not going to be.
No, because FOMO is going to make you get into bad trades, and fear is going to make you exit at the wrong time.
If you have
This is not a place for me. I'm very emotional about things.
No, if you have a long-term view, just stop looking at it and looking at the price every day. If you have a long-term view, let's say you're looking at 5-10 year holding, why do you need to look at the price every day?
It every day.
Look at it once in a year and then just, calm down.
Yeah, exactly.
But you said you wake up at 8 in the morning and look at everything.
That's because
Which is
mujhe
actively
shauq hai
trading.
na. I enjoy it. I have 30% of my portfolio that I just have to satiate by day trading.
You enjoy it.
Also because I ended in a bull market. You cannot pick up long-term holdings in a bull market.
What
because
is a bull market?
There's a bullish cycle and there's a bearish cycle. So a bull cycle is when everything's like on average going upward.
Bear is when the market is generally going down. Like you have bull, bear is when it's going down, and then it's a sideways market, which can be like years. So, that's what we've been in sideways market for quite a while before.
We were in it for 3 years, I believe. It started in 2020 and then lasted 2023.
Exactly.
Pakistan still has a relatively shorter cycle compared to other countries because we are a underdeveloped country, right? So everything is the PE ratio, which means you have companies and their shares available at extremely discounted prices. So coming back to my point, you enter in the bear market by picking up long-term holdings because if you buy in the bull market and then when the bear cycle hits, your shares are going to go down and you're going to feel like, and it's going to make you want to sell.
So it's a general trading or investing rule.
Yeah.
You want to buy things when they're cheaper before it blows up.
Yeah.
And everybody's in it. You want to sell it when it blows up, and that's when you take your profits.
You want to buy low and sell high.
You know that there's that famous saying
Buy
that
low and sell high, exactly.
there's that famous
Ideally,
saying,
that's what you want to do. But
That
it
much you
doesn't
knew before
always
walking
happen.
in. Please tell me.
Huh?
That much you knew before walking in. Buy low, sell high.
course.
Okay. There's
course.
fundamentals. She's got it down.
Of course.
So
With any kind of investment.
With anything.
Like real estate right now is in Pakistan is at a low.
Yeah.
So it's the best time to buy. That's what I know.
Especially when there's a rate cut.
Real estate, I still just kind of wouldn't get in because real estate just essentially protects you from inflation. That's all it's doing, right?
Fair.
You're going up like 10-15% every year, which is the inflation rate. So you're not actually making money.
No,
you're
you're
just
not.
maintaining the value of your money.
It's like you've parked your money somewhere.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're
And
like,
it just
it'll be
can't
the
get
same
stolen.
value.
It's generally
It can't
considered
get
a
stolen.
safe investment
Yeah.
because it doesn't move too much or it's not that volatile.
But you're not going to get
It's a-
generational wealth from like.
Well, people have, but that was back in the
Really
days.
saying, Mashal,
Yeah.
people make so much money.
Yeah,
No, but
real
that
estate.
was like before our parents were probably even born. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we were born at the wrong time. You
No, but
can't-
that's also buying and selling. Like actively buying and selling. Se paise
Yeah.
bante hain na.
Yeah.
Not like parking.
Yeah.
Parking.
Flips.
but real estate is difficult to liquidate, right? You have to have a buyer, and when you're
Absolutely.
talking about like hundreds of thousands of dollars, like obviously compared to like a share that is at 200 rupees per share, you're gonna have way less people willing to buy. And especially, what if you have to randomly sell? You have to move somewhere. Something happens in your country. You're not going to be able to liquidate.
But with stocks you can.
Of course, you can sell it at any
Easily.
point.
There's a low barrier of entry.
Yeah, and
All
exit.
right. With stocks, with anything you want to trade in
Yeah.
the markets, whether it's crypto, forex, gold, commodities, stocks,
That's what exchanges are for.
you don't need that much money to enter.
Exactly.
You
You
need
can enter with
maybe
5,000 rupees.
Yeah, you can start with like 5,000-10,000 rupees. Learn the game.
5,000-10,000?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you will not own that many shares.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you can
maybe
start
you'll
and,
own
like,
like 10
practice.
shares or 20 shares.
Yeah.
But eventually, I mean, you can grow that account once you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
You grow that account and you start investing more.
Yeah.
So you invest in stocks?
I invest in stocks a little bit. I grew up investing in stocks. I grew up in a family where that was something that we were told to do.
Right.
And then later on in life, I discovered crypto. And
When did you discover?
so actually like 2018 during the first like NFT bull run.
Okay, do you want to tell everyone how old you are?
Yeah, I'm 22. I was young at the time, but
He started when he was just a kid.
I started at the Bitcoin Miami conference that was at the Hilton Airport. To give you an idea, that's changed. That those same organizers have now done some different conferences, including now like Paris Blockchain Week, for example, which was this year.
Paris Blockchain Week.
Which this year was in the Louvre. So
Wow.
so we've stepped it up a little bit from the Hilton Airport to Miami.
Yeah.
Wow.
To me, like I entered the market in a bull run as well. It was the last bull run. Then we went through like a long bear market in crypto where like Bitcoin and almost everything that followed went kind of to trash. And then for the last almost 2 years now, we've been back into a bull market. And it's been insane. I mean, I think last time I checked, Bitcoin was at like 108 yesterday. We're hitting new
So
all-time
it's
highs.
rising.
All-time highs every day.
But
It's never been this high before, and every time it goes up, you're setting a new record.
But again, December effect is kicking in. We're at 93,000 today on the day of recording.
Yeah. Is it 93,000
Yeah.
today?
So
yeah,
it's
that
gone
makes
down
sense.
a little bit.
Yeah, it's gone down a little bit, but tomorrow it'll be 97, and then the
Yeah,
day after
so
that it'll be
it's-
99, or then the day after that it'll be 89.
So-
like the thing with crypto is you have a lot more volatility than the stock
Yeah.
market, and so when you're trading, you're either trading with a long-term view, like we were talking about a minute ago, or you're playing the volatility, right? So if you know and you're expecting that volatility, you're literally gonna end up like staring at your trading view. And just sitting there like, a little bit aggro, being like, okay, it's gonna go up 3%, it's gonna go up 4%, take profit. And then it drops back down 2%, and then you buy back into the thing, and then you go back and you wait for it to go back up. So unless you have a long-term view, it's a much more active thing. Like you were talking, even yesterday we were having a chat, or the day before yesterday we were having a chat. You were saying, yeah, some of my investments, 20, 30 minutes. If you're day trading in crypto, it's like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
2 minutes, and 2 minutes is a long time to be in.
Yeah, they're per second
Well,
movements over there.
you have a
man.
view, all
Yeah.
right? You have an idea of where the price is going, even if it's a few dollars, let's say.
Absolutely.
And if you have a good management system with the risk, you take that trade, you make your money in few minutes, and you're out.
Yeah, and we were talking about that too, like the risk management portfolio of like what are the rules in the Pakistani stock
We
exchange
have an
about?
upper cap and a lower cap. You can't
Yeah.
lose or make more than 10% a day.
Okay, and what a lot of people don't know, especially new people who enter the markets and they want to trade. We're talking about trading right now, not investing, because investing is like long term, right?
Yeah.
So trading, you don't just have to buy low and sell high. You can sell high and buy low later and still make money, which
Yeah,
is
short
called
selling.
Or
shorting.
if you want, yeah, I was gonna say.
But
if
you can only sell if you have
No,
it.
no, that's
No.
not
No.
necessary.
What?
No,
you
you
can sell what you
sell.
borrowed.
You're essentially betting on it coming down.
Okay, and that's called speculative trading.
How
That's
are you
speculation.
borrowing?
You're borrowing from the exchange and you're selling it, and then when the price moves down, you buy it, you lock in the profits, and you return the
Should we really
Asset
blow her
back to
mind
the
with
exchange.
a? Should we
So
blow
आप-
her mind with a hedge strategy?
Basically, आप चाहते हैं
Achha, guys, wait 1 second. Just by the way, please, no one listen to like us talking about crypto as like financial advice or any of this because crypto is illegal in Pakistan. Aisha, you know
I
this,
know
huh?
that. That's what I was going to get into. That crypto is illegal.
disclaimer.
In
Yeah,
Pakistan.
none of this is financial
only
advice.
illegal?
we
in
we don't give
Pakistan?
financial advice.
Yeah,
is it only
this is only
in-
for educational and
Yeah, yeah.
informational purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't
Go
know
ahead.
what we're talking about.
No, I have questions.
Yeah.
Is it only illegal in Pakistan or is it illegal in other countries as well?
There are some countries where it's illegal, but it's more and more becoming legal. So China,
Yeah,
for
I think
example, just
recently it
legalized.
became legalized in India as well.
Why is
Recently.
it illegal in Pakistan? I want to know.
It's illegal because it hasn't, like, no framework has been created.
So essentially-
to
Because
it's
tax it
unsafe.
yet. No, not because it's unsafe.
Okay, no,
And
so-
by the way, how do we know that it's going to be illegal, in 6 months' time, in 3
What?
months' time, in 4 months' time? We don't know.
Wait 1 second. Do you know something?
I don't know anything ever.
He didn't say anything.
Okay.
No, we don't know
I don't
anything
know
about
anything.
So
legalization.
Aisha, just to humor you, essentially the reason that it's illegal in Pakistan is starting with the framework, right? Firstly, there's no way to regulate it. They haven't kind of figured out how they can tax it. Then another thing, the way that blockchain technology works, it's anonymous, right? So in a country like Pakistan, terror financing is a big threat. You know what I mean? Then there's capital flight. You're devaluing your rupee because you're using stuff like, I believe, Hawala and stuff, na, to get
Yeah,
money
that's
on.
what they do. Yeah.
That's how they do it because there's no legal way to get
the
legal
fuck? Yeah, but the
finance.
other
So yeah,
Yeah, but-
crypto can be used for taking money
Exactly.
in
Of
and
course,
out.
money laundering,
It
tax
can be
evasion.
used
But
for
also,
all
if
kinds
we're
of
taking-
illegal
financing.
activity.
But if we're taking a long-term view, it's also a way to bring foreign investment into the country.
No,
It
but
is.
if you're exchanging the rupee for USDT,
Yeah.
which is the tether, which is the stable coin
Then
that you buy.
your currency is going outside,
you're-
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know what?
just
Yeah, but you know
sending
what?
money
Like more
out.
and more, we're looking at stable coins that are not valued against the dollar. We're looking at stable
But over
coins
here,
that are
that's what's used. All these people who have these
for now,
accounts.
but everywhere. By the way, for now.
Yeah.
But as we try to de-dollarize the world,
yeah.
which is going to happen over with the abolition of SWIFT and all this fun
Yeah.
stuff that's happening, where this part of the world is a big player. We're talking about India, we're talking about China, we're
Yeah.
talking about Russia, we're talking about. So as we de-dollarize the world,
Yeah.
there's more and more stable coins that are popping up that are not even pegged to the dollar. Some that are pegged to foreign currencies, but also some that are pegged to more blue chip crypto assets such as Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Question.
Yes.
Right now, most of the coins are connected to the dollar.
Most of the coins, so
No.
no, at the beginning somebody created something called Tether. Okay?
Tether.
And it's USDT. United States dollar Tether.
Nice.
It's connected to the price of a dollar live. There's sometimes like a 1 cent plus minus 1 cent slippage, but for the most part, it's always about exactly the same price as a dollar. And it exists as a tool to take your money out of the market, but leave it in crypto. So it exists as a tool to go in and out of assets fast.
Why would anybody want to do that?
Well, because or else you'd be stuck. Or else we're talking about real estate.
Okay, so you take your money out,
Yeah.
you buy the coin,
So like let's say
You
you own one
convert
park it on
Bitcoin
the side. You
So let's
convert
say
it
let's
into
say
the
that you
coin.
have Bitcoin
and it's
you're-
93K.
You want to book your profits.
Yeah,
So what do? You sell it and it converts into USDT.
exactly.
Okay, so now you have the USDT in your account. Now Bitcoin comes down, let's say $10,000, $20,000, and you're like, okay, I want to buy again. So you already have the USDT, on the crypto exchange. So you just press one click, you buy Bitcoin, and there you go. It's back into Bitcoin.
Because you can't hold physical dollars in a digital wallet. So these are essentially the closest thing to a physical dollar so that you can have it translated into your digital wallet.
So one thing that I think is like an advantage of investing in stocks rather than crypto, right? You can't have a rug pull in the stock market.
What is rug pull?
Okay, a rug pull is essentially when...
manipulation.
Yeah,
right?
when the liquidity is cut,
Manipulation.
it suddenly goes down to zero. It's usually when it's come to a certain level where the initial investors, the founders, they suddenly like sell all their holdings, they liquidate that, they now have money against it, and everyone else goes like down really fast.
But that happened with GameStop. I'm sorry, but so it's not the founders in this case, it's the smart money.
I'm talking about the Pakistani stock market.
Okay, that's
that
fair.
doesn't exist in the Pakistani stock market.
But it could. It's possible.
No, so it's because of the regulations, it doesn't exist here.
Yeah, but
I
if you had a hedge
think if I
fund,
sit and do some research, I can find you few examples in Pakistani stock market
Like,
as well.
see,
can I ask? Okay, what is stopping a hedge fund?
Generally
What is-
speaking, 99% of the times you're right.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen because it's a regulated industry.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
financial
that the
authorities
likelihood
are
is
looking
way
into it.
less
Yeah.
than in the crypto world.
So the
if we're
risks
talking about a
are
hedge
lower.
fund in Pakistan, for example.
There aren't
and
any.
There aren't any. Okay, well, what's the smart money? What's the smart money in Pakistan?
No, we have hedge funds in Pakistan.
hedge
Yeah, we have
Hedge
many hedge
funds
funds.
are-
Brokerages.
The banks are running the hedge funds,
Okay.
the mutual funds.
But
So anybody who has a large position
Like
in the
Al-Falah
company who's
has,
owning
yeah.
That's
like
a mutual fund. Yeah.
more than 5, more than
they'll get
8,
a
more than
notice.
12%.
So essentially, rug pulls in the PSX are very difficult because if you suddenly dump a large volume, right, SECP is gonna charge you for market.
Yeah, in the US
manipulation.
too, but it doesn't stop people from doing it.
No, it stops people here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more serious here. So the whales dump in smaller amounts. Usually when the stock is in distribution phase, that's because the whale is
Right.
dumping, right? And the owners of the company, whatever share, they do have to declare it formally.
Yeah,
they
of
have to
course.
give a notice.
Anybody who owns more than 5%.
Yeah. And they can't do that frequently.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So there are-
none of this is happening with crypto. It's a free market.
No.
Yeah, crypto-
In
Crypto is the Wild
crypto, people can.
It's a jungle.
So like you look at Haley Welch, the Hawk Tua and spit on that thing girl. You know who I'm
Yeah,
talking
she
about?
did a rug pull.
You know who went like you've never heard about this girl who went viral in America because somebody in the street was like, you know, what's something that I forgot what the question was. What's something that guys like in bed? And she's like, oh, you got a Hawk Tua and spit on that thing, and it went completely
made a
famous.
coin.
So she's this little
She
girl.
made a
She's this
coin.
little girl from like
Meme coin.
Tennessee who went all over the world, like
Wow.
exploded, blah, blah, blah. So she made, first of all, she made a podcast, which I think has the best name of any podcast. It's called Talk Tua. But she created a crypto coin.
She created a coin.
She created a coin. Well, she
Mined
created a coin.
it.
Somebody came to her saying, can we use your name to create a coin? They gave her, I think, 125K, but they rug pulled 50 million.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? It means that they were holding like 90-something% of the supply. They released the rest of the supply out to a bunch of people. Everybody started buying it, so the price goes up. Because also the thing with crypto, unfortunately with these like meme coins, the difference between like a stock, for example, a stock, the price is often related to several factors, including their earnings, including how the company is doing. Most of these like, you know, I can curse here? Shit coins? I can say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
shit-
most of these shit coins, are basically just supply and demand, right? So the more people want it, the more the price goes up. The more people dump it, the more the price goes down. So a bunch of people are buying it because it's the hype, Hawk to a girl, blah, 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 blah. Buy. But one guy is holding 90% of the supply. Price goes up. He dumps everything. Everybody loses all the money that they put in, and this guy takes 50 million and runs.
That's
and
what
then Haley Welch tweets, "I'm going to take a nap," and sleeps for 6 days.
So when price goes up, he dumps. Why?
Yeah, he sells
So
it
they
all.
can cash out now.
Because he can cash
So
out.
why would they all cash
Okay,
out
because
if
it's a
he's selling?
scam.
No,
Essentially,
they're
get
not
it.
cashing out. They're holding. So I control 90% of the supply. You all start buying my token, right?
Got it.
You guys now have bought 10% and like pretty quickly. So the price has now gone up from 5 cents to $1.
Got it.
Now I'm gonna sell 90% using your liquidity for $1. I'm gonna take my 50 million and I'm gonna disappear, right? And you're gonna be left holding the bag, quote unquote, which now all of a sudden your 10% of your shares are worth nothing because I've now dumped
You
the
see,
entire market.
it's the hype. Okay, so when the price starts going
the
up,
hype,
more
you
and more
see.
buyers start coming
Exactly.
into the market, and that's when the people who are doing the scam, they start selling bit by bit, and the price keeps going up because they're not throwing the entire thing at once. But in the end, obviously, they just throw it all.
That's
in.
what happened with Hot Tour Girl. It's what happened with.
But what if you don't
Azalea.
sell?
What if who doesn't sell?
Like whoever's bought
No,
the
but
shares.
that's why they introduced these coins.
What if they just keep it?
No.
That's
the
not
ones
possible?
the ones where nobody can sell it are the ones that are truly decentralized. That's when we're talking about Bitcoin. That's when we're talking about Ethereum. And actually, I will say, like Satoshi Nakamoto, who's the elusive founder of Bitcoin, who we won't talk too much about, he has 80,000 Bitcoin that he's never touched, and we can all see it in his wallet.
There's so many buyers that this can never happen because they're spread all over. Is that correct?
Not just. Well, yes. First of all, nobody controls
In
like
lay terms.
an abnormally large part of the supply. I mean, yes, there still is like the whole supply and demand equation where if BlackRock sells all their Bitcoin and so does Vanguard and so does the U.S. government, like that's enough volume.
Theoretically, a rug pull could take place.
It could take place,
but it's very unlikely.
Exactly.
And there's
Because of the utility that Bitcoin brings now, and it comes with.
You know that these days they're talking about the quantum computers,
Yes.
and they're saying that in
Google's
just
new
5
quantum
years,
computer.
in just 5 years they'll be able to break the code or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, like breaking the code of Bitcoin just doesn't have like a great, like by then, like first of all, most of the Bitcoin will already be mined, so there's no point in like breaking it to mine faster. And in terms of like who are you going to give control to a quantum computing? Like, okay, Google's going to have control. You really think Google's going to attack my wallet? No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like you have like, even though it's not government, like it's still like some form of like trusted entity to where like, as long as quantum computing doesn't fit in your pocket and you can't give it to like, Joe Schmo in the middle of nowhere, like access to a quantum computer, I think we're relatively safe for now.
What is mining in lay terms?
So mining is like it can be different for different tokens. But in the case of Bitcoin, you actually have these like physical machines.
Yeah.
They're called Bitcoin miners.
Yeah.
They use a lot of computing power and they use a lot of electricity. And essentially they are solving equations as proof of work to show, to attain new tokens,
So
right?
to add to it. So it's like
To add to
printing
the network.
currency.
But, well, not exactly, because there
like
is
the
a limited
state
supply.
bank.
There's a limited supply.
There's
So
a
with-
limit to how much you can
So
mine.
with Bitcoin, there's 21 million total Bitcoin. And when there were only 2 miners, those miners were mining a lot. But then the more miners there are, the slower and longer it takes to mine. Actually, there's a really, really cool spa in Brooklyn where a spa, like place where you go to get a massage.
Yeah, I've heard about this one.
I'm sure, like, anyways. So
I don't know about it.
like she knows more about the spa than she does about the miners. So I'm trying to put it into an example that I know my audience. So
There's a
these guys
spa.
created a spa and they were like, how can we create the most efficient spa possible? So what they did is they bought a bunch of Bitcoin miners. They threw them under the spa in the basement. And they're using the residual heat from the actual miners
Yeah.
to heat up the pools
You're kidding.
in the spa.
Brilliant idea.
So it's they drop these miners into like an oil that doesn't damage the electric components, and then it sits against a metal plate, a very thin metal plate, and on the other side of that thin metal plate is running water, and that metal plate heats up, so it heats up the water and it pumps back up.
What?
And
Yeah.
Is this that
they've got
famous bathhouse in Brooklyn?
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And so,
I know that
Yeah,
place.
exactly. And so they have this.
You're
they have
kidding.
this. Yeah, it's awesome. And so they have this. This like wonderfully efficient system, where they have a business that's grossing a certain amount of dollars per year, which is great. And then on top of that, they're
And
mining an
creating
extra
heat.
couple Bitcoin a year.
So I have many friends who have invested in crypto. In fact, one of my closest friends bought Bitcoin maybe 15 years ago.
Non-Pakistani friends.
No, Pakistani. And they were convincing me to also buy. Yeah,
You're
I'm telling
trying to
you.
save your
I
friend.
was trying to save you.
No, I'm
It's
not.
illegal.
They don't live in Pakistan.
Yeah, New Yorker.
Oh, you think I only have Pakistani friends?
No, I asked. I said non-Pakistani friends.
But a couple of friends in Pakistan who I know, friends of friends, I know that they have accounts. How is that possible if it's illegal?
I mean,
So it's not illegal in the way that you would think. It's not like against the law to hold crypto. It's not against
That's
the
what
law
I'm
to buy
asking.
crypto.
Oh.
It's unregulated and there's no framework to do it.
it's
So right
the
now
way
you
that
have
you
an
get the USDT, you have
unregulated.
to go through Hawala and stuff.
You have an
give them
unregulated
cash, the
peer-to-peer
Hawala
market.
puts money in your online wallet.
Exactly.
And that's so essentially State Bank has no idea where your money is going. You're
Exactly.
buying dollar against it, which means you're devaluing your rupee. So that's
So it's
why.
bad for our economy.
And it could come under money
Well,
laundering.
let's just say,
Technically, it's bad for the economy.
Yes,
currently.
yes, of course.
So people living in other parts of the
Yeah.
world, obviously,
That's fine. They're earning in dollars.
it's-
Like, that's
Which is
fine.
why, which is why, which
It's
is
an
why. By the way,
illegal
when I
transaction.
say when I
It's
say
an
that,
illegal transaction to convert the
So you
rupee.
hoard the
Yeah.
money and you let the economy.
but which is why it
suffer.
would make sense. Which is why I said earlier, right? It would make sense that the Pakistani government may be considering legalizing because
then
that
they
way
can
they can
tax
have
it
control.
also.
They can tax it.
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing inherently wrong
can
with
tax it.
having a crypto
There's
market
no
somewhere as long
regulation
as it's
yet.
regulated.
Yeah.
There's no regulation yet. What we need is a framework,
Yeah.
and the financial authorities, let's hope they figure it out.
Why don't they put
They have
us
a
in
framework,
charge?
then
Yeah.
anything
I think
can
so.
happen.
If it's
Aamir
taxed,
bhai, why don't they put us in charge of
They
that?
should.
They should,
Mashal
right?
No,
for
huh?
finance
who's
minister.
they?
They,
The
whoever
government?
they
the
are,
powers,
they.
the powers that
powers
be.
that be.
The mysterious
I
they.
don't want
Okay,
to have anything.
Us,
Let's
we
say-
are they. We are they.
You both.
Mashal
and
is the
teach
next
us.
finance minister of Pakistan.
Let's say
We're launching we're announcing her candidature now.
Totally.
let's say Josh goes back to New York
Yeah.
and he decides that I had such a great time in Pakistan. I'm going to send my friends crypto as gift. It's going to be legal for us.
What?
Yeah, that's legal.
He bought it for dollars.
I don't want any part
No,
of this.
if I he's
Sorry.
saying no, he's
I'll
right.
take your share.
If I own if I
Ouch.
own Bitcoin and I send it to you guys, it is not illegal for you to receive it.
Yeah.
It's illegal for you
It's
to buy
illegal
it.
for us
If
to
I
buy
sell it, it's fine.
It's like drugs
But
in
if I
America.
buy it, it's not.
It's not illegal to buy drugs, it's illegal to sell drugs. No, it's true.
No, I think it
It's
goes
true.
Are
both
you
ways.
serious?
Well, under a certain
It's not
quantity.
illegal
Under a
to
certain
buy.
quantity. Under
I
a
don't
certain
think-
quantity.
I don't think we should go in that
In New
direction.
You
York,
can't
in New
sell
York.
drugs, but you can buy
In New
them.
York, it's decriminalized now, so you can get in trouble for selling
Depends on what you
because of
call
the quantity.
drugs. Also.
All of them.
We're really
All
getting derailed to the wrong
Yes.
market.
Oh, we're getting
Right?
derailed, alright.
I'm very
The
happy
stock
with
market
learning
is-
stocks.
Those are completely different markets we're talking about.
So
I'm
another
very
thing that
happy
we
with
were
the stock
speaking about
exchange.
earlier was that essentially offloading crypto versus offloading shares, right?
So right now it's more difficult.
Yeah.
Right now, like in this environment where there's some legal questions around
Yeah.
it, here in Pakistan, yeah, it's a lot easier to offboard your cash from the stock market
Yeah.
than it is to offboard your
Yeah.
cash from a crypto wallet. Now, it's very easy to get to USDT, to stablecoin, so you can protect your investment that way. But then if you want to like spend that money, right, you need to convert it, you need to buy dollars with your USDT. And there's no existing legal market for that. You have to, it's all peer-to-peer, right?
But
so
stocks,
you have
you can
USDT and I
just
have
go
US
liquid.
dollars. You gotta agree with me that I'm gonna buy your USDT at a 1-to-1
It's
ratio.
person to person.
Which
basically, yeah.
also messes up the price, right? Because I might say, oh well, because it's so difficult for you to find somebody who's willing to buy your USDT, I'm gonna devalue your USDT, which means that, in effect, we're
So that
depegging
there's-
the USDT from the dollar.
Yeah.
And so I might say, well, since you can't find anybody to buy your USDT, I'm gonna buy it for 80 cents on the dollar. And all of a sudden,
bring
you
the
run into
value
the same
down,
problem that we were
basically.
talking about in Korea, where you have an asset that's supposed to be valued at one price that's actually being traded at a different one. And that's why, a lot of my, let's say, colleagues in the industry can sometimes be anti-regulation. I'm of the different opinion. And I think a lot of the big companies in the crypto space are of a different opinion, that we actually want regulation.
It brings safety to
It
the
brings
investors.
safety, it brings legitimacy,
Yes.
and it also brings consistency across markets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And when you have an international market, because it's not like a stock exchange where it's centralized by country, right? It's one market internationally, globally,
Yeah.
right? So, when we talk about Binance operates in hundreds of countries now.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with one market, you want stability, you want regulation,
Yeah.
and you want to, in some
Of
aspect,
course. Because that's your safety. It's for
Exactly.
your own safety.
Which
You
is
wanna
why
wind
I
down
think
peer-to-peer.
the stocks are the
The best.
For
Pakistani
now.
stock
Huh?
exchange.
For now.
Acha,
PS,
how does this insider trading work? What is that?
Yeah, so it's okay. For example, me and Aamir bhai have a company named Glass & Co. Okay, and now me
We
and
go to
Aamir
dinner.
bhai know that we are going to be expanding and we're going into like some kind of like super premium glass, you can throw it at someone's head.
Or
and
we
it's not
have a
gonna
new
break.
contract coming in
Yeah, and
that
so,
only we know about.
So we say,
nobody else
okay,
knows
we
about
can't do anything about this. Josh, Ayesha, this is what's going on. You guys might want to stock up. Now you guys start buying, okay, because you have that extra
So give a
information
tip
about
to somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's
What
unfair to the
privileged
people
information.
who were holding this and who don't know what's going on. People who were looking at it didn't know how to. So it gives you an unfair advantage. That's why it's
Exactly.
And why are
illegal.
they doing that?
Oh, to make money?
make money.
Why else?
No, so they're just giving that tip to people they know.
So sometimes
Exactly.
they'll have like someone,
Friends.
so friends, family, they'll like give them money in exchange, you know, keep this for us
But
and you can keep
sometimes-
this amount.
Sometimes it's not even
So that
that.
everyone
Sometimes
wins.
it's information that leaks, right? So it's actually
Yeah.
the responsibility is on both sides. So if somehow
You
I
keep
find out that
withhold the
Glass and Co
information.
is getting this huge contract, I find it out from maybe I'm the person giving them the contract.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
I'm the person who's gonna be buying, you know, a
It could
million
be
glasses
an
from
employee,
Glass and Co.
it could be an external vendor who
Exactly.
knows about it. It could be anyone who has that information.
And so I
he
say,
can-
oh, I'm gonna
he or
recoup
she
my
can
By
cost
the
of
way,
a
you
million
can-
glasses.
But by the
That
way,
is-
you
That's
can
illegal.
always see like a random spike in volume on the charts. So you can always catch that in the technicals as well.
Well, I mean, nobody's sitting there looking at the charts, you know, every day of one symbol out of
Yeah.
the blue.
But-
I mean,
but
sometimes
if you buy-
people
if you
things
buy
that
half
don't
an
move,
hour,
that
if-
just popped up.
But if you buy a lot of stock half an hour before, you know, it goes to the moon and you don't have a history of buying a lot of that stock, usually regulators are going to
Yeah.
notice.
Check
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like the only like
Which
successful
is when you come into a period of consolidation.
Exactly.
In a stock where they're picking up tiny volumes. Okay, so that no one notices they're doing that.
Okay, but we don't have to teach people how to do it.
Why? I want to know.
No,
No,
but because it's
but-
illegal.
No,
so-
they don't.
Insider
We're
trading.
talking
Bad.
Thank you.
I'm talking about how they caught.
Oh, they're caught because obviously
Yeah.
people figure it out, you know.
Yeah.
There's authorities
But
there.
it's
they
really
figure it out.
But is
Because
there a
the fact-
penalty? Like, so when
I mean,
they
you could
cost
go to
by
jail.
Brazil, they do, right?
Yeah.
But then there's so many
Your
people.
account's gonna get frozen.
No, but a lot of companies do, like a
They
lot
don't
of
get caught.
brokerages. Brokerage?
No,
Yeah, yeah,
brokerages
yeah.
They
try
do
to
it,
avoid it.
and they don't
No.
get caught.
Not
No?
Brokerages don't do this.
They don't
This,
do it.
General
Hey.
people, individuals.
No.
that do it.
No, so it depends
Yeah.
on whether you have a corrupt
She
broker or
said
not.
कि corrupt brokerages भी हैं, वो
Yeah.
करती हैं.
But you just don't listen to your broker.
So what are they called?
Man, we're in
But
Pakistan.
Yeah, I'm going back to America tomorrow. It's fine. Just,
Oh my
So
god.
regulators know what's happening and sometimes overlook it.
no.
Never.
Okay.
Recently there was
It's
a
their job to
there was,
catch
they
like,
make their
usually
money.
when there's a suspicious spike in volume, right? SECP will also send like a notice to the company that suspicious spike in price. Please
Exactly.
confirm what caused this. And the companies say, we don't know, bro. Hame kya pata?"
Exactly.
The public share.
And they
the
can keep
public
hiding
will-
it for years until they're caught.
I mean, yeah, technically.
Yeah.
Technically, theoretically, yes.
फिर कोई ना कोई investigation होती है and something
You gotta watch
happens.
Billions.
It's difficult to catch.
You have to watch the show Billions.
But, like,
to understand,
Billions.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
understand.
Okay,
how
well,
it
I recently met the fake like king of insider trading, who's a character on Billions. I met the actor, and it's like his whole thing is like in all the episodes you see him like he's got like a bag of money and he's going to like some farm, right? And he goes to the farm and he talks to the farmer and then he leaves and he buys a ton of stock and all of a sudden it goes to the moon and you find out that, you know, that farmer gave him whatever information and he exchanged, you know, let's say 100K cash to this farmer in like the middle of Ohio for some information on, you know, it's gonna rain tomorrow and so the stock is like the crops are gonna go up, so the stock of the company and so they make trades based on that information and that's illegal.
Wow.
And so the farmer can get in trouble, the trader can get in trouble, anybody involved in sharing or trading upon that information, and anybody who gets a material gain. So anybody who earns money from the insider trading can be in like massive trouble. And then even more than that, if it's a short position and you short against the company for based on inside information, based on privileged information, there are certain cases where the actual company can come after you in a civil suit and say, you made our company value go down by X% and we're suing you for the difference.
Josh, you are so well read and knowledgeable.
Thank you.
That's amazing. I have many questions that I want to ask you after the podcast because they're very
We're running out of time.
they're weird questions.
They're weird
No, but
questions.
essentially-
They make me look really dumb. But
So
I
another
want to-
reason that I would say that stocks are, like a better way to go is also there's a few things you have in the stock market that you don't really have access to in crypto, right? One is dividends. Dividends is when the company shares its profit with you to kind of minus volatility from the market, right? That comes straight to your bank account.
Why would they
So
do
it's like
that?
an added income. It's to maintain like a certain level because whatever profits they give you, whatever per share amount that is decided, they remove that from the stock price.
Yeah, but in crypto you have airdrops. So like successful tokens can reward their holders
But
by
I think
giving
it's-
you more token.
But that's more widespread, I think, and it's per quarter.
Yeah.
It's per quarter here,
but
right?
honestly,
in the stock exchange.
I would rather have an airdrop where I'm getting extra tokens.
I'm sure you would because you
but
have
versus,
venture
but
funds.
versus I'm sorry, but if you own 10,000 rupees worth of stock, like you're getting pennies a year from.
What if you don't? What if you've been holding it for ages? You got bonus shares, the price went up, it's a fundamentally strong company.
if we're talking about
and you've been
investing
getting
$10 million
dividends.
into the market, yeah, those dividends like start to add up. But like if you're talking, from a retail perspective and to our audience and to Ayesha and the volumes that she's talking about, the dividends aren't
Why
like
are you
such
assuming
a...
Aisha's broke?
I'm not. She said 10,000
You just
rupees.
said no.
She said
we
10,000
said
rupees.
No, I said you
All
can
right, so
start
in the
with 5
example that we're
10,000.
discussing, I would never assume Aisha's broke. In fact, take me to dinner, please. But
Yes.
no, I mean, look, unless you get to these like large volume, you can own thousands of dollars of stock and make. I think at
No,
one
but you
point
can
I had
essentially
like
compound
at
it
one point, I
back
think I had about
in and have
$10,000
more
of Apple,
shares.
and I was getting like $8 a year in dividends. Like,
But that's not how
Yeah,
it is
it's
here,
not
by
that.
the way. It's a little bit more over here. Also, because it's per quarter, if you just
it's
compound that
$9.
back in,
Sorry.
you compound that back in, right? Sometimes you get bonus shares.
Yeah.
So if you're holding for a long period of time, like there is one example I spoke about in my previous episode, National Foods 2002, you put 10,000 rupees. Right now, 2024, you'd have 5.7 million just from that 10,000 in shares, okay? You'd have like some 39,000 shares or something.
Yeah, but
and
if
you'd
you
have
put $1 in
1.7
Bitcoin
million
in 2011,
2002.
No, but there's
what
so
was
many-
Bitcoin then?
like pennies.
No,
Yeah,
so see,
if you
there's
bought
a
it
lot
then,
of-
you'll be a
there's
billionaire now.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of fundamentally strong companies. You don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? So if
Yeah.
you spread that out over different coins, I think you'd be more likely to be successful in stocks because you're actually looking at fundamentals. You're not looking
Yeah.
for the next 1000x, which
Yeah.
you might
Yeah.
or might not hit.
Yeah.
Well,
My
again-
reason is that.
Again, it comes down to your view. If
But
you're a long-term investor, if
Yeah.
you're a short-term trader, it comes down to that.
But also,
Like, you
we've
like
stabilized, so
short-term
there's blue
trading.
chip in crypto now.
I mean, I have to get rid of that
It's fun
urge. But
for you.
logically, for me, like I need the long-term investment. So what are going to get me the bank?
But like you said, it should be divided between long term and short
Yeah,
term.
so that people aren't like day trading 80% of their bloody portfolio. Like you're-
although it's very attractive.
it's
to
very
do it.
attractive, but don't do that.
Yeah,
you
but
know what I mean?
90% of day traders lose money.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
Because most
So
people
if you-
think that it's a lot easier than it is.
Yeah.
If you go to a smart financial advisor, they would always consolidate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
They would
Make a portfolio.
Yeah, they would make a portfolio which is balanced. So
Yeah.
it would be like safe and then risky investments.
Yeah.
They would put 80%
Also,
in
no
safe.
one's
But
going
if
to
you
tell you
go
to put
to a
100%
really good
in crypto,
portfolio
but
manager,
you can
he'll
put
tell you to watch
100% in
Stock Talk.
stocks.
Yeah.
No, of course you can't put 100% in crypto.
Exactly.
Not even in stocks, people
Okay,
say.
no, you can.
Like I the right way I've heard is to diversify between stocks and a little bit of real
So
estate.
it depends
a
on
little
what's
bit of-
happening in that year specifically also. Are you in a bull cycle? What are the mutual
True.
fund percentages? What are the interest rates?
Absolutely.
What is real estate doing?
Like real estate's been going
yeah,
down
so
for the
also
past
you kind of
2-3
divide your
years.
financial portfolio upon like the political and economic climate of that year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of stay aware of what's going
But
on.
I mean, I guess
mean,
if we're
it's
arguing
not-
what's the most fun, then crypto definitely wins that. Like,
Oh, here we go.
It's a
I think
24-hour
she's
It's
ready to
fun.
step on that, right?
not just fun.
You're
I mean,
and if it gets legalized,
if it gets legalized, I think I'll do like 5% into
Yeah?
crypto. Okay,
10.
like
that's it.
10.
5,
10.
7.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
You teach us when it gets
With
legalized.
pleasure.
We're calling
But
you
you
back.
you can also have long views in crypto now. We have blue
Yeah,
chip
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
We've
yeah.
got Bitcoin. We've got Ethereum. We've got like stable coins that are
Yeah.
rising in value that can protect you from inflation.
By the way, I
We
heard
have-
something about XRP having a MasterCard. What was that?
No, I mean everybody's got a card now, like because it's just off ramping, right?
Oh,
so like even Solana has a card. Like I have Apple Pay Solana on my phone. Like I have an Apple Pay card that I can use.
That's
my
the
Solana
utility
to
we're
pay for
talking
things.
about.
Okay, I think that
I got
we
it.
need to wrap
We
up.
need to wrap up.
Okay,
It's
cool.
time
Are we
to
done
go.
So,
discussion?
guys, thank you so much for being here to have this little hashing out of stocks versus crypto.
Thank
I'm
you.
still team stocks.
I'm still
Aisha-
team crypto.
I'm
Roll it
team
up.
stocks.
No.
Yeah.
Amir bhai?
And I am team making money anyway.
Okay,
we
so
go.
we have 3 for
I'm
stocks,
learning
1 for
from you.
crypto, and 1 for
Stop.
money.
Whoa, whoa,
You're
whoa.
teaching
You
me.
said stocks and crypto.
No, whoa, hold on. I'm still team. Like,
Mashal,
if I have
I'm
to
your
choose a team.
student. Okay.
Done.
Team crypto.
Oh, here we go. It's
Yeah.
two against
Okay,
two.
so we're 2 for 2. So then we're
Two
going to
for
have a
two.
part 2, like whenever Josh is back, you know.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah.
We mean Aisha will be like a fucking.
By that time, I'll be an expert in stocks.
Yeah, she'll be an
thanks to
expert in
Mashal.
stocks by then. I'll have read up on crypto, you know.
Josh is
Well, all
gonna
she
move
has
to
to do,
Pakistan
but
soon.
all she has to do
You're
to
moving
become
to
a-
Pakistan?
Yeah,
What?
What?
he's modeling for Humayun Alamgir.
Oh, is that so?
He's gonna come for the photo shoots.
Look, he dressed me. I was like, I gotta wear it. You know, if you know, it's
No, I
royal
think he
blue, crypto
makes
blue.
way more
Oh,
money.
is
in
that
crypto
why
than
you wore the
modeling.
blue?
That's why the blue, it's
Okay,
crypto blue.
Regardless, it looks really nice.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just
actually
next
really
time.
nice.
Next time, I'm gonna do the one
Did
with
you
the
pay-
gold
did-
Bitcoin logo.
Did he just give it to you or you paid him in crypto?
No, he gave it to me. I can't pay him.
It's
in crypto.
really
That's illegal.
nice.
No, you can
keep
pay
it.
him in crypto.
I can.
You can pay him.
You
in
just said you
crypto.
can.
No,
if
but-
someone
but
can
no,
gift
not while I'm
someone
still
crypto.
So you can go there and pay him.
Yeah, I'll go home and pay.
We can hash it out.
Or we can talk about him for 5 minutes on
Send
the air.
it
And
to
then I
my
don't have to pay him.
Send it to my wallet, I'll give it to him.
Yeah, no problem.
But guys, thanks so
I'll
much.
give it to him. I promise.
Do you have an account?
No.
On. I have a wallet.
An empty wallet.
For gifts.
In
I
case
have
Josh sends crypto.
What is the crypto wallet? You buy coins and you put
No,
it in
yeah,
a
you have a
wallet.
digital wallet. That's where
Right.
you hold
So
it.
you get the you buy your coins and
Yeah.
you put them in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That, like
You
literally.
don't actually like
Virtually.
put them in.
You're not like,
Virtually.
you know, it's not like
Virtually.
Yeah, virtually. put
Yeah,
them in.
yeah. Okay.
So guys,
It's for
thank-
safekeeping.
Thanks so much for
Thank
being
you,
here. I'm
Mashal.
so glad we did this. Inshallah, we're going to
It
do
was
it
a lot of
again
fun.
next
Yeah,
time.
it was a blast.
अगर आप लोगों को कुछ सवाल हैं, just start piling them up, and I guess next time जब भी Josh आएगा, we'll start speaking about the questions that you guys have placed there.
Yeah.
And I think this was really fun and
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
informative. We're currently, the scoreboard is 2 for the PSX, 2 for crypto. So yeah, we'll see if we can change some minds
And
next time.
we're gonna sit and give. I'm gonna show a trading setup for your audience, which is they're gonna love it. It's gonna blow their mind. So we'll get on that now.
Amazing, amazing. Thanks so much, guys. Keep watching for Aamir Bhai's secret tips and tricks, and we shall see you next time. Bye.
Bye.